Bonjour et bienvenue à notre chaîne Learn French with Shweta. Hello and welcome to our channel Learn French with Shweta. If you're dipping your toes into the vast pool of the French language, you've hit the right spot. Today, we're about to embark on a fascinating journey, unveiling 10 essential French phrases to kickstart your linguistic adventure. Ready? Here's our first phrase, bonjour. That's right, it's as simple as saying hello. A versatile greeting, bonjour is your go-to phrase for any time of the day. It's a versatile greeting you can use any time of the day. Next up, we delve into the heart of conversation with our second phrase, comment ça va? This translates to how are you in English. Now, why is this phrase so crucial? It's a common courtesy to ask about someone's well-being, and it's a great conversation starter. Whether you're meeting someone for the first time or catching up with an old friend, comment ça va is a simple yet effective way to engage in conversation. It's also important to note that in French, the word order is slightly different from English. Means how, ça means it, and va means goes. So literally translated, comment ça va means how goes it. Don't worry, it's used just like how are you in English. Now, how do you respond to comment ça va? Well, you can say ça va bien, merci, means I'm fine, thank you. Let's break that down. Va means it goes, bien means well, and merci means thank you. So, literally translated, ça va bien, merci, means it goes well, thank you. But again, we use it just like I'm fine, thank you. In English, remember in French, it's common to ask comment ça va? In return, just like we do in English. So, a typical conversation might look like this. Bonjour, comment ça va? Ça va bien, merci. Et toi, comment ça va? This translates to, hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you? How are you? Conclusion? Comment ça va? And ça va bien, merci are key phrases to remember when you're starting to learn French. They're common, they're polite, and they're a great way to engage in conversation. So the next time you want to start a conversation in French, remember to ask, comment ça va? It's a great way to start a conversation and show interest in someone's well-being. Moving on to phrase number 4, s'il vous plaît, which translates directly to if it pleases you. However, and in everyday use, it's the French equivalent of please. This little phrase is a key component in maintaining politeness in your conversations, whether you're asking for directions to the nearest cafe or requesting an extra croissant with your morning coffee. Adding s'il vous plaît to your request will always be appreciated. It's a simple way to show respect and consideration for others. Now, let's talk about expressing gratitude. After all, being polite isn't just about asking for things nicely, it's also about acknowledging when someone has done something kind for you. That's where phrase number 5 comes in, merci beaucoup, which means thank you very much. This phrase is the perfect way to show your appreciation, whether someone has just held the door open for you or gone out of their way to help you find your lost luggage. In French culture, just like in many others, expressing gratitude is seen as a fundamental aspect of good manners. Merci beaucoup is more than just a phrase. It's a way to build connections, show respect, and foster positive relationships. So, whether you're interacting with a shopkeeper, a new acquaintance, or a longtime friend, don't forget to say merci beaucoup. when the situation calls for it. In fact, why not practice it right now? Imagine you've just been served a delicious meal at a French restaurant. The waiter places the dish in front of you and you respond with a warm "Merci beaucoup." There, you've just made your imaginary waiter's day a little brighter. So, remember, when in France or any French-speaking area, keep "s'il vous plaît" and "merci beaucoup" at the ready. They're not just phrases. They're your keys to showing respect and gratitude and making your interactions more pleasant and meaningful. Always express gratitude. Let's not forget "excusez-moi," which is it's a versatile phrase that comes in handy in many situations. This phrase translates to "excuse me" in English. It's a polite way to gain someone's attention, whether you're navigating through a crowded sidewalk in Paris or trying to get the waiter's attention in a bustling cafe. It's also the phrase you'd use if you accidentally bump into someone or need to apologize for a minor inconvenience. So remember, when in doubt, start with "excusez-moi." Now, let's move on to a phrase that's extremely useful when you're just starting to learn French. It's the phrase "je ne comprends pas." This phrase translates to "I don't understand." When you're learning a new language, it's completely normal to not understand everything right away. Je ne comprends pas is a phrase you will likely find yourself using quite often. It's important to remember that it's okay to admit when you don't understand something. In fact, it's a crucial part of the learning process. By expressing your misunderstanding, you're opening up a dialogue for clarification, and that's how learning happens. So don't be shy to use "je ne comprends pas" when you need to. Let's say you're having a conversation with a French speaker and they say something you don't quite catch. You can politely interject with "excusez-moi, je ne comprends pas," which means "excuse me, I don't understand." This combination of phrases is a polite and effective way to express your misunderstanding while also gaining the speaker's attention. So, to recap, "excusez-moi" is your go-to phrase for gaining attention or offering an apology. And when you're having trouble understanding, don't hesitate to use "je ne comprends pas." Remember, it's better to seek understanding than to pretend you comprehend when you don't. These phrases are not only essential for communication, but also show respect towards the person you're speaking with. And that's it for this segment. Remember, these phrases are useful for getting someone's attention or apologizing. And to ask someone to repeat themselves, you can say, "Pouvez-vous répéter s'il vous plaît?" This phrase is a polite way to request for repetition when you didn't catch what was said. It's quite a mouthful, isn't it? Let's break it down. Pouvez-vous means "can you?" Répéter means "repeat." And "s'il vous plaît" is a polite way of saying "please." Together, "Pouvez-vous répéter s'il vous plaît" translates to "can you repeat, please?" Now, let's move on to some basic responses. Oui and non. These two words are incredibly important in any conversation. Oui is the French word for yes, and non means no. They're quite straightforward, but absolutely critical to understand and use correctly. Oui is pronounced like the English word oui, and non is pronounced like the English word no, but with a nasal N at the end. Remember, when you're responding to a question, it's not just about saying oui or non, it's also about how you say it. The tone of your voice can change the meaning of your response. For example, a cheerful oui could mean yes, absolutely, while a hesitant oui might mean yes, matai, but I'm not sure. So we've learned how to ask someone to repeat something in French with "pouvez-vous répéter, s'il vous plaît," and how to respond with oui or non. These phrases are not just about getting by in a French-speaking environment. They're also about engaging in meaningful conversations, understanding others, and expressing your thoughts and feelings. These phrases are the building blocks of communication. By mastering them, you're well on your way to becoming proficient in French. Remember, practice makes perfect. So don't hesitate to use these phrases as often as you can in your daily conversations. Simple yet essential for communication. Finally, let's wrap up with au revoir, meaning goodbye. It's the perfect phrase to gracefully end a conversation. Now, let's take a moment to revisit the 10 phrases we've learned today. We started with the warm greeting, Bonjour, then moved on to Comment ça va, to ask how someone is doing. We also learned to respond with Ça va bien, merci. Next, we learned the polite phrases, S'il vous plaît and Merci beaucoup. We then covered Excusez-moi, a useful phrase for gaining attention or offering an apology. To express that you don't understand, we have Je ne comprends pas. And if you need someone to repeat themselves, you can ask Pouvez-vous répéter, s'il vous plaît? Finally, we looked at the simple yet crucial responses oui and non. These 10 phrases are your stepping stones into the world of French language. Remember, practice makes perfect. So use them in your day-to-day life, and you'll find yourself becoming more comfortable and confident. Before we part ways, let me leave you with a little encouragement. Learning a new language is like embarking on an adventure. There will be challenges, but the rewards are immense. So keep going, keep practicing, and soon you'll find yourself conversing with ease in French. Merci beaucoup for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more French language tips and tutorials. À bientôt. See you soon.